Hello my soul interns, welcome back to the Utsukushi Grim channel. This time we don't have a video on our fakemon region of Romeda, which by the way, go watch those videos. Today we're looking at my favorite game franchise of all time, Ace Attorney. Since the Apollo Justice Trilogy is finally on a Switch and on Steam, I'm going to turn Ace Attorney characters into fakemon designs. But sorry Apollo, I'm only gonna be doing a few characters from the original trilogy, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright, Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations. If people want a part 2 with characters from the newer games, like Apollo, let me know. Spoiler warning for a game from the early 2000s, but for the designs, it will reference some plot points. Go play it if you don't want to be spoiled. It goes on sale basically half the year. But if you're caught up to the end of the original Phoenix Wright trilogy, or don't care about spoilers, keep on watching. In this video, we'll be designing Phoenix Wright, Miles Edgeworth, Maya and Mia Fey, Franziska von Karma, and Goldo. Let's start with the man himself, Phoenix Wright. Clearly, Phoenix had to be a phoenix. In the games, characters often make fun of his spiky hair, so I made his wing similar shape to his hair, along with the actual head of the Pokemon having the hair as well. The other feature of this design is the chains surrounding it, referencing Psyche locks, which are Phoenix's mechanic in the games to see when people are hiding a secret, where you use your evidence to break locks and find the truth. I made it green because Phoenix's ability comes from a green Magatama, given to him by his assistant Maya Fey, who will design next. The body of the fakemon is mimicking the pattern of his new modern suit with a light blue vest, and I almost made his beak red like his tie, but I decided against it. I also added his attorney's badge as the center of the Psyche lock chains. This is Naruho, the bluffing Pokemon, with his name coming from Naruhodo, which is Phoenix's Japanese name, but it's also the phrase translating to I see, and Ho, which is not the Pokemon Ho-Oh, but rather the mythological creature Ho, the Japanese reading for the Feng Huang, aka the Chinese Phoenix. Naruho, despite the wings, will be a fighting dragon type, fighting coming from Phoenix's endurance and persistence in court, and dragon coming from his first name in Japanese, Ryuichi, Ryu meaning dragon. Naruho will have a signature ability called Bluffing Tactic, referencing to how Phoenix bluffs through his trials, and this ability will boost this Pokemon's defense every turn, kinda like Beast Boost but very specific to one stat. This Pokemon relies on wits and instincts against its foes. It has incredible persistence and durability. In some ancient texts, it is said that Naruho was a protector of people and a leader of Pokemon. I wanted this Pokemon to mimic the iconic objection pose, so the body and the head are facing that way. I couldn't make the wings do it though. And for the shiny, I thought of making it his university outfit with the pink sweater, but I decided to just do a color swap with Edgeworth, which we'll see the opposite for on Edgeworth's design. Next, let's move on to the Fey sisters, starting with Maya Fey, Phoenix's assistant. In Pokemon, Chingling is based on Suzu bells, and one of the purposes of this bell is to repel evil, sort of like a good luck charm. But since Maya is the complete opposite of good luck, being arrested in literally every game, she is a bad luck charm. Her color scheme of black and purples helped with the bad luck theme. I made her pearl and Magatama necklace all connect to each other, resembling handcuffs, cause again, arrested in every game. How? I wanted this Pokemon to be cute and seem graceful at the same time. And the body of the Pokemon is obviously just her hair with her iconic top knot. This is Mistake, the luckless Pokemon, with his name coming from Mystic and Mistake is a psychic fairy type, referencing Maya's role as a spirit medium and her family name of Fey stemming from fairies. This Pokemon will have serene grace. Due to its small stature and cuteness, many are drawn to Mistake. However, those who interact with it may experience bad luck. Sometimes, bad luck falls upon Mistake itself. Mistake's shiny color scheme comes from the Trebian waitress outfit that Maya wears temporarily in Trials and Tribulations, and with Mistake and some of the other Fakemon today, the color schemes of the character match really well with the typings I wanted them to have. Let's move on to Maya's sister, Mia Fey. Designing this fakemon based on Mia was the most challenging. She's definitely a memorable character, but she doesn't have as many creative opportunities with her design like Maya's acolyte uniform or Phoenix's hair. Of course, I have to reference Turnabout Sisters, the case where she dies. So I thought of making her a glass lamp at first, which is one of the evidences that you use to win in that trial. A glass lamp would also allow me to create a cultured figure for her, but I felt the lamp design was too direct and too human. For this challenge, I wanted to avoid humanoid designs after all the characters are already human. So I decided to pivot to a feline-like fakemon since her boyfriend in the games calls her kitten. Not in the Discord way, you freaks. I still combined feline features with the lamp shade that I did previously, making this Pokemon look more unique. The giant X on her face is of course referencing how she died by being bonked in the head. This is Afterline, the channeled Pokemon, with its name coming from afterlife and feline. Afterline will be a ghost fairy type to contrast Mistake's psychic fairy typing. The ghost typing comes from her being dead, and she's also channeled a lot by her sister Maya in the games. Afterline will have the ability Dazzling. Afterline are not very active. However, when summoned, Afterline may possess a person or Pokemon. Afterline have both an elegant and authoritative energy. For the shiny of Afterline, I made it Maya's color scheme, as in the games, Mia is often channeled through Maya. While I still like the original design I did first, I really like the way this feline type of design turned out. It's more unique. Now that we've seen the original team, Wright and Co. law officers, let's go on to the prosecutors of the original trilogy, Edgeworth, Franziska, and Godo. When designing Edgeworth, I immediately decided he would be a dog or dog-like Pokemon. He does own a dog in the anime, but they made it Missile the Pomeranian, and I'm not making Edgeworth a f***ing Pomeranian. And the man that created this franchise, Shu Takumi, has a headcanon that Edgeworth does own a dog with a frilly collar or something. So I focus on Edgeworth's cravat frills, which is one of the more prominent features of his design. I also mixed in chess piece designs, mainly the king chess piece, as in his own spin-off games, Miles Edgeworth Investigations, its sequel has a mechanic called logic chess. Other game mechanics are somewhat supernatural or sci-fi like. Edgeworth is just smart. I gave Edgeworth's Fakemon a stoic pose, but his design is extremely flashy. This is Reiking, the logic Pokemon, with his name coming from Reiji, which is Edgeworth's Japanese name, which comes from the word Reiri, meaning clever, as well as King from the King chess piece. Reiking will be a steel ground type for Edgeworth's steely gaze and DL6! As a counterpart to Naruho, Reiking will have a signature ability called Logic Tactic, based again on Edgeworth's mechanic of logic in games, which boosts this Pokemon's attack every turn. This Pokemon relies on brains and strategy against foes. It has incredible intellect and composure. In some ancient texts, it is said that Reiking was an executioner of wrongdoers. I designed Naruho and Reiking to be legendary mascots and rivals to each other. As defense attorney and prosecutor, Naruho was a protector and Reiking was the executioner, both doing the right thing in different ways. Like I mentioned before, Reiking Shiny is a color swap with Phoenix like Naruho was with Edgeworth. Our next prosecutor is Franziska von Karma, the prosecutor you face in Justice for All. Franziska, to me, like to Edgeworth, will always be a baby sister. She's feisty, but she's still angry baby. So I wanted this Pokemon to read as small but really fierce. I also wanted her whip to be the main feature of her design, and I used the jewel that she uses on her bow as a head for the snake whip creature. This design is much simpler than the ones we've seen so far, but I think it represents Franziska's personality really well. This is Crackzap, the whip Pokemon, with his name coming from crack, now whack, the onomatopoeia for whip, and zap, because electricity. Quackzap is a pure electric type. I did consider making it grass or grass electric since there's moves like Vine Whip, but I stuck with pure electric after making the design. Quackzap will have anger point at its ability. This Pokemon is short-tempered and impulsive. They are not afraid to attack if anything doesn't go their way, and even though they are quite tiny, the whips from their electric tail are extremely painful. The pattern of Francisca's vest matched really well with an electric type, as well as the cyan jewels on her outfit, which are similar to the Chargestone Cave colors. For the shiny, it was tough to decide, but I ended up just going with Adrian Andrews' color scheme, as she and Francisca become friends in the aftermath of Adrian Andrews' trial. Our final prosecutor of the original trilogy and the final design of this video is Godo from Trials and Tribulations. Even though it was obvious to go with a design that was coffee themed, I initially struggled because making him just a coffee mug would be too cute, and in today's generation of Pokemon, everyone has made a coffee variant of Sinistee. A friend suggested a lion because of Godo's hair, so I went with that route, making the mane a smoky coffee aroma, as that's what Godo woke up to when he woke up from his coma. Having his mane this brown coffee color and foamy white color also matched the characters, as Diego Armando had brown hair, but after his coma, his hair turned white. I also gave his tail and legs wood-like designs, as his name in Japanese means Tree of God, and the name Godo is referencing a play called Waiting for Godo, where it takes place by a tree. I also made the tail in the shape of the staff that he used to kill in the games. I made the gem red color instead to resemble coffee plants. This is Roastera, the coffee scent Pokemon, with his name coming from Coffee Roast and Pantera Leo. Roastera will be a dark poison type, referencing dark roast coffee, and Godo's role as the final killer of the game, as well as him being poisoned through coffee by Dahlia Hawthorne. And because the aroma of coffee is so important to his life and story, his ability will be Lingering Aroma. Roastera was once a comforting Pokemon, providing safety and protection. Due to an evil entity's toxins, it became hostile and poisonous. It is unaware of the danger it poses to others, once again referencing how Godo used to be a defense attorney when he was Diego Armando, but now he's a prosecutor, and he became a killer at the end. I made his shiny completely red. In relation to it being unaware of the danger it poses to others, this is a reference to how Godo cannot see the color red. It is unable to see its deadly claws that it uses to harm others. And it also references Diego Armando, as he used to wear red when he was a defense attorney. And that concludes today's special Fakemon video of If Ace Attorney Was Pokemon. Let me know what you guys thought about the designs, and if people like this, I may make more videos like this, maybe of other franchises as well. So subscribe to see more Fakemon content. I'll see you all back in the Romeda region soon. Oh, happy day!